Hey, my name is Garrett and in this video I'm going to bring you my February 2020 wrap-up. So in this video I'm going to tell you all about the books I read in February. The first book is Sawkill Girls by Claire Legrand. I won this book in the giveaway of Sasha from Well Read and Half Dead. And I'm really glad I did, because this is not a book I would have normally picked up for myself. This is a YA thriller with kind of speculative elements, I guess. Here is the synopsis, but I don't know if you can really see that. It's about 3 teenage girls who live on an island called Sawkill, and teenage girls keep mysteriously disappearing there. Now it's been, well, about a month since I read this book. I really enjoyed it. The book is written from the 3 perspectives of the 3 girls, and yeah, I was pleasantly surprised that I enjoyed this so much, because I don't normally read kind of thriller, horror-y kind of stuff all that much. But this was really suspenseful and I like the writing. There are definitely trigger warnings in this book, for this book, so if that's important to you, please look that up. I don't want to give any spoilers right now. This was really good. If I sound a bit tired, it's because I am. So yeah, I would recommend this if this sounds like a book you'd enjoy. The next book is Full Disclosure by Camryn. Garrett. This is an Own Voices book. And February was Black History Month in, I think, the United States. This is about a teenage girl, and she is HIV positive. She lives with her 2 dads who adopted her. She has been HIV positive from birth. And there is this a boy that she likes, and she feels like she should tell him about her being HIV positive, but the last time she told someone, things kind of went wrong as she was bullied and such. And yeah, so this is young adult contemporary fiction, and I learned about HIV positive and AIDS and that. It was a really good book. There's also some queer elements. Let me put it that way. And so the premise of the book is also that somebody somehow finds out that she's HIV positive and then keeps leaving threatening notes in her locker to tell the boy that she likes that she's HIV positive if she doesn't do it herself, sort of thing. So yeah, I love this. I read this in one day. Which is, it's just over 300 pages. Yeah, would recommend if this sounds like something you'd enjoy. Next up, I read Fruit Basket, Collector's Edition Volume 10, which contains the original volumes of, I think, 19 and 20 of the original series. Now, I've talked about this manga series quite a lot on my channel already. This is about the Soma family who live under the Zodiac curse. They transform into the Zodiac animals when they're hugged by a person who has a different gender than their own. Yeah, I enjoyed this volume, but to be honest, it's been a few weeks, so I can't quite remember. But after this, there's only 2 collector's edition volumes left, or like 4 of the original volumes, so I look forward to finish off this series in the next few months. Fruit Basket is by Natsuki Takaya. Then I read Komi Can't Communicate Volume 2 by Tomohito Ohba. This manga series is about a high school girl who has social anxiety. She has trouble making friends, and about Tadano, who is a wallflower and decides to help her out. I quite enjoyed this volume. There was only just one sort of thing that happened in the plot that I thought was a bit over the top and ridiculous. If you've read it, you might know what I mean. But other than that, I really enjoyed this, and I look forward to future volumes. To read them, I mean, there is 2 more already translated into English. I'm not sure how many exist in Japanese. Then I read Deathnote Volume 2 by Tsugumi, Ohba and Takeshi Obata. Now I have seen about 2/3 of the anime of Deathnote, so I knew kind of what was going to happen in this volume, because the anime is based on the manga. This is about Light, a Japanese high school student who finds what is called a Death Note. In this Death Note you can write the name of a person, and that person then dies. And Light is basically using this to try and like kill off all the criminals. And then there is L, that's this person, and he is sort of like the police detective trying to figure out who is killing all these people. So this continues the story. Love this. Yeah. Art is really nice. Yeah, it was suspenseful. Yeah. Then I read Scars Like Wings by Erin Stewart. This is about a girl, a teenage girl. This is YA contemporary. And she was in a fire. Her house burned down. Her parents passed away in that fire, as did her cousin. She survived, but she has burn wounds all over her body. I think it said about 60% of her was burned, or her skin. But it's been a little while. So after the fire, she lived with her aunt and uncle who lost their daughter. That's the cousin who passed away. So she, after it's been a year since the fire, her aunt and uncle decide she has to go to high school again. She gets bullied because of how she looks. Yeah, I really enjoyed this one. I learned about burn survivors, and I could relate to the main character in some aspects, in the sense that I too have been bullied because of how I look, and also because of who I am, and that my artistic self is, you know, a bit different than most kids. But anyway, yeah, I really enjoyed this book. It was really good. Then I did a buddy read with Emily from Novell Novels, Berna from Berna's Bookish Adventures, and Charlotte from Books and Bargains. Channels will be linked down below. We read The Seven Deaths of Evelyn Hardcastle by Stuart Turton. In the United States, the book is called The 7.5 Deaths of Evelyn Hardcastle, but the book is written by an author from the UK, but they changed the US title because the publishers or something thought it was too similar to The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, which is another book that came out in the past few years. It was really popular. I liked it a lot. Anyway, this is my copy. And this is a mystery novel with kind of like a time travel element. So basically Evelyn Hardcastle gets murdered, and our main character has to figure out who did it. And he is reliving this day over and over again until he finds out who it is. But every day he is in the body of a different guest at the manor where Evelyn Hardcastle is. Here is the synopsis, if you can see that. This book does require you to, you know, use your head a little bit, in the sense that because the main character is in a different body of the guest every time, there's quite a lot of characters. So they do get introduced gradually, but like you need to have some energy to read it. I really enjoyed it. Most of my friends who I buddy read this with did as well. The book is a bit more slow paced in the beginning, and it gets more faster paced and more suspenseful towards later in the book. I really liked the atmosphere in this book and how the old English manor was described. I liked most of the plot twists. It was quite suspenseful, and you know, it kept you guessing. I didn't figure out the mystery, and yeah, it's not a book for everyone, but I liked it a lot. One thing I will say is that at some point the main character gets into the body of a fat character, and the main character, who is apparently, you know, not fat in his normal body, is kind of repulsed by this, and so there is some fat phobia in there, which none of us buddy readers loved, of course. But another acquaintance of mine pointed out that it's kind of how the character experiences it and not necessarily like the author's opinion. So I don't know, take of that what you will, but I just wanted to mention it because it was something that did stand out to me. But then the main character also comments on when he is in the body of this elderly man. Anyway, could have done with a bit less phobia. But other than that, I quite like this mystery. I think it will be interesting to reread as well at some point. And I really enjoyed buddy reading it with 3 of my friends. Then I read 23 Minuten by Vivian van Velde. In English, this is published at 23 minutes. This is about a teenage girl who has the ability to rewind time, 23 minutes in time. And she could do this a number of times, and then she can't do it anymore for that period of time, if that makes sense. Anyway, so she accidentally, when she walks into the bank, is a witness to a bank robbery, and somebody gets killed, and so she rewinds time to try and prevent any victims from, you know, any people from dying. But she has to do this before her, you know, she can only do it 10 times, and then she can't. Then it stays the way it is the last time, sort of thing. So yeah, this was suspenseful. It's a relatively short book. It is only just over 200 pages. The cover, however, is wrong because it is stated in the text multiple times that the main character, Zoe, has blue hair, that she's dyed her hair blue. This is stated in the text several times. And so the cover with this blonde girl is not appropriate. The cover, the person who did the cover, or the person who told the cover designer to do the cover, did not read the book. So that kind of pissed me off a bit. You know, I like the clock there and stuff, but the main character has blue hair. Yeah, this was suspenseful. It's like not necessarily a book that you want to go back to lots of times or something, but it was just an enjoyable read. Then I read Slim Koken by Merlien Welzijn. This is a part cookbook, part like how to cook on a budget book that I was gifted by my grandparents, and the author has written another book before this one. And so part of the book is more like general tips of how to cook in a budget, and then the second part of the book is recipes. I only read those recipes that seemed interesting to me. For example, there are some recipes in here that have things in it that I'm allergic to or that I don't like, so I basically skipped the whole fish section because I don't like most fish. So for example, but yeah, this was nice. I particularly enjoyed like the first part of the book with the more general tips. Maybe something to go back to sometime, yeah. Next book I finished was Fout by Wallis de Vries. This is a YA thriller, and it is quite short. It is more like a novella. It's 77 pages, so yeah, it's a like novella thriller. This is about a 16-year-old girl named Sophia, and she wakes up being tied to a tree, as the picture shows, and she has to try and figure out who did this and how she's going to survive. This was a relatively short read. I think it's my first read by this author, but I'm not entirely sure. This was nice. I do think I will enjoy like a full-length novel more by this author, because there's kind of just more like one big twist near the end, which is like the reveal, which, you know, that makes sense. But I think I would enjoy like a novel more. I normally enjoy novels more than like novellas or short stories. But I do like to read novellas or short stories. yeah, this was enjoyable. It was suspenseful. The next book I finished was Hayaton by Anna Woltz with illustrations by Maartje. This was the free book that you get with Kinderboekenweek in 2019, so last year. If you spend in that week, it's actually 10 days I think, but either way, if you spend over €12.50 on Dutch children's books, then you get this book for free. Now I bought this book in the charity shop for 50 cents, but since it was only like last year's release, I was pretty pleased to have found it already. I have read another book by this author. I can't remember right now what it was called, but it was really good. It was about a disabled boy and a dog, I think, and a girl. But either way, anyway, this is called Hayaton, and it is about a girl named Atlanta and a boy named Finley. It's written from the point of view of Atlanta. She is on like a cycling quest. Here is the map. This is the Netherlands. This is the water of the IJsselmeer, as it says there. And Atlanta is on a bicycle quest to make this to cycle somewhere, basically. But then she drives into Finley. Finley ran away from home, and so stuff happens. So the book has some illustrations. I don't know if you can really see that. Well, for example, here or there. And yeah, I enjoyed this children's book. It was a nice read. Yeah. This last book is called Ode aan de E-nummers, and it is written by Rosanne Hertzberger. I borrowed this book. It was on my library wish list for a while, but then my parents were gifted this book, I think, by somebody, and so I decided to borrow it from them. Here's some of my chicken. Not sure if it's entirely the same position as before, but either way. Yeah, this book is, well, the tagline underneath is why E-numbers, ready meals and conserveren. I don't even know what that is in English. Make our life better. So basically food additives and stuff. So E-numbers are approved additives, I'm not sure if that's the right word, but in the EU, so it gets an E dash and then a number, as in this is an approved, yeah, anyway. I liked reading this book. I learned some things. For example, there was a part about the history of agriculture, which I thought was quite interesting, and fertilizer. It's an easy read. I feel like it's written for people who don't know a lot yet about this, if that makes sense. At least that's how it read to me. Kind of more appealing to the mainstream market who doesn't know as much, if that makes sense. Which makes it an easier read, but it also made me feel like it could have gone in depth a little bit more sometimes, if that makes sense. Now, I have my own thoughts, obviously, but yeah, this was, it was an interesting read. Here are the chapters. I would not recommend this book to anyone who is suffering from an eating disorder or something like that, mostly because obviously it's about food, and so you know, things like weight and stuff are mentioned, and healthy and unhealthy, and just be aware of that. But then again, this is a Dutch book, so I don't think many people that follow my channel can read this anyway. It's interesting that the author, as far as I know, is Dutch, or at least, let me put it this way, she lives in the Netherlands. But she has also lived in the United States for a while, which gives her an interesting perspective. So it's not just about the Netherlands, but some other countries I mentioned as well, such as the United States. Anyway, it was a nice read. Yeah. I'm tired. I don't quite know what to say about some of these. Sorry. I enjoyed everything I read this month. It's not as many as in some other months, and same as in pages, although I right now don't recall how many pages it was. It was a lot less than January, but that's okay. I knew that I was going to be busy in February. There are two reasons for this. One reason is that I'm currently still reading a number of books. Today, it is the beginning of March, but I started all these books in February, in like the third week of February, third or fourth week. I did actually read more, but I didn't finish those books yet, so they don't count for February, but because I haven't finished with them yet, but you know, pages wise, yeah. And the second reason is that February is pretty busy because at the beginning of the month I got the keys to our new house, so we've been busy with that, doing DIY, and so I feel like this wrap up wasn't quite that great as I am very tired, and also I can remember some of these books because it's been a while, and yeah, I'm pretty worn out because so a lot of DIY and such has been happening on the house, and often when we were not at the house but here, I worked on going through my old stuff in boxes. I had old stuff up the attic of the bakery, and I had old stuff up the attic of the main house. So I sorted through a lot of that. Most of it's done. I also want to hold some books because I'm not going to have as many bookcases in the new house as I was able to here. So I had to get rid of some books. So I did. Some were books I didn't like. Some were books I don't think I'll reread. Some were books I haven't read, but haven't got much interest in anymore. I think it's no longer my thing. Some are books I DNF'd. So I've been working really hard. And so has my partner and also my parents. My family, extended family, has helped as well. So I'm really grateful for everyone's help. I really appreciate it. And it's nicely coming together. There's still lots more to do in every room that isn't done yet. But yeah, we're making progress. So that's great. Yeah, I am quite behind on watching YouTube right now. Because there have been quite a few days where I haven't been able to watch YouTube. I'm not sure how far I'm behind right now, maybe like between 1 and 2 weeks, or 2 weeks, 10 days, I'm not really sure, but I'll try my best to catch up when I can. And of course I have this video to edit, but when you see this video I will of course already have done so. Other than things being fun, I have also been feeling quite anxious for multiple reasons. Not just the house, I mean, but also other things going on, things in the world. Yeah. So yeah, if you made it to this point, thank you very much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Because of the house and DIY and moving and stuff, I don't think I'll be making lots of videos other than my monthly wrap up, because I don't have the energy. But I hope to get back to making other kinds of videos than wrap-ups, book reviews, at least once I've moved and settled in. But yeah, have to wait and see. You see that I'm tired right now. I mean, I don't know if you can really tell. I mean, I can, but then again, by the time I've edited this, you don't really know how much I cut out. So. But yeah, I do hope to get back to making some other kinds of videos as well. I have been tagged a couple of times. I'm hoping that making some other kinds of videos as well might make people like it more. I don't know. Please leave a comment if you like. I do enjoy getting comments, especially from my friends and such, and you know, acquaintances. And yeah, I'll leave a like if you want to, and I hope to see you in my next video. But yeah, in my new house, I'm hoping to be able to film with my bookcases in the background, but of course I have to wait and see if that will be possible. Also, you know, how the lighting is and stuff, because it is, I think, important to have good lighting. At least my camera seems to make a whole lot of a better picture if it's not too dark. So, and I would like to show you when my book room is all set up, to show you all my bookcases and stuff, but that'll be a while, of course. I kind of want to have like a lot of DIY done before we actually move. So, and since I have a lot of books, I'm thinking I might also like take a few boxes at a time before we actually like fully move. So it's possible I won't be able to have access to some of my books for a while, because they'll be in boxes and at the other house, the new house. So we'll see. Thank you very much for watching this video, and I hope to see you in my next one. Bye!